What's going on, y'all? It's J Smo Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, bringing you the Traffic 6 predictions, URL dropping the Traffic 6 card, going down in Phoenix early November. Good chance I'll be there, you know what I'm saying? Not that far from me. It's not a 100% chance, but a very good chance. App event, you know what I'm saying? Some people are happy about it, some aren't. I'm not always the biggest fan of not being able to get, for people to stream or see cards like this, especially when you have final exams and Civil War that went down. And we still have people waiting to see that footage, even get a glimpse of it outside of 50 minutes of fame clips. With all that being said, I do like this card. Some things to talk about just looking at it that you see right away. Whole left side of the card, EFB. You know what I'm saying? Literally out of the 6 battles, you have 6 EFB artists. So kind of a theme there. West Coast events, not too surprising. And secondly, a lot of clear shot giving. A lot of A side, B side, vet versus a newer talent, or someone that's established but trying to take that step to top tier. So they're battling a top tier. Couple matchups that I really, really like. Couple that I'm 50-50 on, and there is one matchup here that's kind of disturbing. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but without further ado, let's start from the bottom of the card. So starting right from the bottom of the card, both these first two matchups really are kind of similar with JC versus Authentic and Hansel versus Shotgun Suge, both top 6 versus the vets. Continuing URL's development, talk about it every time I talk about the top 6. Or just really URL's talent development cycle. We're going to give these guys top tiers, and we're just going to build that and hope that when they do good, they take a little bit of the fan base as they go. Take a little bit of that fan base, take a little bit of that fan base, and make their own. I see the play. But then you do get just wild randomness to it, right? Like JC versus Authentic feels extremely random. I do have JC 2-1 going in. I think Authentic is good enough and has shown flashes where he can put together a peak round where he is going to be in a matchup, kind of like with his back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? A matchup where it's like he could really get smoked if he's just a regular version of himself. So when you have someone in that type of high pressure situation, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna hope that they can get around. But JC, true pro's pro. While I still feel like his stock is never fully recovered, not gonna say never, but hasn't fully recovered yet. You know what I'm saying? From the back-to-back losses with Surf and Hustle, just feel like he hasn't had big matchups since then. Then he had the Klutz loss. In my opinion, although he was good in that battle, I felt like Klutz won it. You know what I'm saying? So it hasn't really been the craziest bounce back for him, but he wins most of his battles. He wins a lot in a situation. He's been winning as a heavy favorite lately, and I don't think that changes here. I just think it's a cool JC. And overall, Hansel and Suge. See, I'm going to pick Suge 2-1 over Hansel, but it's a little bit of a different situation because I feel pretty confident in my JC pick. When it comes to Suge, it's a motivation thing, and Suge looks like he's getting back to his old ways a little bit, right? Before last year, which was probably the best year Shotgun Suge has had, maybe in his entire career, right? You could say 2015's up there, but volume-wise, he was winning like 70-80% of his battles. That hasn't historically been Suge, and I've seen kind of this year with Fonz, with Shuni, the stumbling in the 2-on-2 and 3v3 affairs. You can just see a little bit of coming back down to earth, right? Like, I feel like we're getting more, even though we're still getting good performances, like the Slade performance this year, fantastic performance. He's kind of coming back to what his regular win-loss type of record is. So it's possible for him to get, if he's not motivated, maybe chokes or stumbles here, it's very possible for Hansel to win this battle. And I might even switch my pick after this. This is just the day after. It's my second or third time looking at the card. I could switch to Hansel 2-1. I'm going Suge 2-1 because I just think that he still, for most of his career, has made a lot of his legacy out of winning matchups like this. That is a big part, is that for the most part, although he has taken some losses, don't get me wrong, as the A side giving the shot, he's always been used as like that gatekeeper, like that test. If you can clear and get past Suge, you're probably going to go on to be a top tier talent or have a good shot at it. If you don't pass this test, I don't really know where your ceiling goes from there. And that's not a 100% thing, but it kind of has, for the most part, played into that pattern. Hansel, pure puncher. I think he's talented. His battle with Eunice was great, but I'm yet to see the wow factor in maybe one of like a bigger scale matchup. Although that was a fantastic battle. Y'all check out Eunice versus Hansel. I do have Shotgun Suge 2-1 edge at first. Could switch it over. But I'm just not bought in yet for him. This would be a signature win for him, and maybe this is what he needs to convince someone like me that he is ready for that next level. Now we can get into my least favorite matchup on the card. This is the disturbing matchup that was foreshadowed in the intro, and that is Holmesy the God versus real name Brandon. Now, I just think that Holmesy is above this scenario. There's randomness because it's a very random battle. I think that I just think Holmesy should be battling better people. I just don't know how to say it. Real name Brandon. I hate to say it, but I just don't think he has it. I just don't think he has it. I mean, I know that he wanted. They're both tournament winners. You know what I'm saying? So I bet P will go and be like, oh, they're both tournament winners. Like, how did you not see that coming? The bigger picture. But when it comes to real name Brandon, outside of the tournament, we've seen the performance rate versus top tiers. We've seen the performance rate versus people in his class since then. We've seen his performances on other leagues, the Riot, you know what I'm saying, GTX. I just don't think he has it. There's not wins here. There's not signs of improvement. The content still has the same issues that it has. The pace still has the same issues that it has. He uses his size, but it's not anything too crazy revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? When Suge started using his size, that changed the game. And it just looks like another guy that has that archetype, but lacks maybe the pen, really the really good real talk bag. He just doesn't have it, in my opinion. And you look at Holmesy, I just think he's underutilized. Do I think he should be only versus top tiers? No, but I think when you look at the mid tiers, he's one of the better mid tiers on the roster. You know, throw him on a card like this, I don't know, maybe throw him a Chilla. I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple plates there that I think he'd still be good for that aren't crazy demanding spotlight plates. I have Holmesy. I have Holmesy 3-0. At the very least, he should be winning 2-1 clear. You know what I'm saying? It is on the West Coast EFP cards. I'm going to give Brandon a little bit of hope there. You know what I'm saying? You battle with your teammates. There's some more pride in that. But Holmesy should win this battle in a lot. And then from there, you get to the top half of the card, which is really what holds this card down. And the first battle to talk about is Danny versus Sheed happens. My battle of the night pick, energy. You know what I'm saying? What more can you say? A lot of intricate flow pockets, crazy punchlines. I wouldn't say Danny's unorthodox, but it feels like he can get into an unorthodox bag, thus giving you an unorthodox matchup, right? We know that Sheed gets to the haymaker in just a different way. He's a one of one. Nobody sounds like Sheed. And I know that there was the Bill Collector comparisons because of maybe the oddness and how they rap. You know what I'm saying? Some of the way they use voice inflections and comedy to also accompany their bars. But there is really nobody that sounds like Sheed. So you get Sheed, you get versus Danny. And Sheed, for the most part, I know versus vets, he hasn't had like an explosive track record. Him and Suge, you can debate, he won, but the battle's kind of dead. Him and Bill is good. I got him beating Bill, and that's a good battle. So there's that. Both of the none battles may not be that impressive, although it is, you know, we're talking top tier talent there. And then the 40 battle, one rounder, but it was you know, he's yet to have really that explosive battle, but he can be dynamite. We've seen it. I think he's big stage ready too. And I think right here in a just straight bar fest, you get easily two of their better versions and the best battle of the night. This whole card's gonna be 80% punches, so it's really built for a card like this. I think I have Sheed 2-1 edge. I really think Sheed has the breakout that we're waiting for, that it's like nothing but top tiers. Like, we demand it. Really should be battling more this year. He's easily one of the top prospects of his class. He's got it. He's got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? I said when Brandon doesn't have it, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I think Sheed clearly does have it, so I cannot wait to see what they do here. Leaves us with Nitti versus Kid Slade first to talk about. Home game for Nitti, a battle that has a lot of love and a lot of backlash. When you're Nitti and you're on the possibly battling Loaded Lux pathway, battling down, that's clearly, you know, people are going to get down on him for it. You're messing up the bag, you're messing up this, blase, whole other debate. We've been talking about it for months, really don't want to talk about it again, but we know the backlash that's going to come with Nitti giving another shot. And then you have Kid Slade that naturally is going to have backlash because some people feel like he shouldn't rap anymore, but at the end of the day, guys, the league is still booking him. We got top talent still co-signing him. Tay-Rock even put it to the side. He said, you know what, I'll live whatever. Me and Slade, we could just let bygones be bygones because he's really fire. This guy has it. Similar to Sheed, clearly one of the top two best. These are the two best guys out of UM4. There's no doubt about it. Star potential. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he battle raps at a very, very high level with more of a ceiling to reach. Stylistically, I actually think there's an advantage here for Slade. I think the bag that he can get into, substance rap, you know, particularly we know he's going to do the drug talk at the highest level, but he's really good at just straight real talk too. Just talking, it doesn't just have to be drug talk. And if he gets in that bag, we know traditionally it is a good way to try and beat Nitti, right? I'm not saying that Nitti has a bad record versus people that just straight talk, but I'm saying that losses that he has taken, you know what I'm saying, on a level like Reed, you know what I'm saying, on a level like the first T-Rex battle, they talk to him a little bit, right? The first battle versus Guichi. So Slade does have that. That is the only thing Slade has going in his favor here. At the end of the day, not only is it Rum Nitti, who is already going to be a natural favorite, just skill for skill, it's Rum Nitti in Arizona. It is his second home game. Last time he was here, he faced a good bill collector, and he won every round of the battle clearly. Now, you know what I'm saying, I respect the Slade. Well, I do think he has the potential to get there. I don't even know if he's as good now as Bill was then. Always going to give a guy credit and say he's going to get around when I think, one, he's immensely talented, and two, he knows that he could really die here if he's a regular version of himself. That's how most Nitti battles go down. You're going to get one of the best versions of his opponent, so I expect one of the better Slades, which I'm excited to see. Brings it into a possible Battle of the Night convo. Wouldn't put it over Danny and Sheed, but I think it really could be there. But I have to go Nitti 2-1. Plus, you got to add the fact he feels that he lost coming out of the Foots battle, which when you admit on camera, I really just want to see the footage. But at the end of the day, when a battler admits on camera they lost, for the most part, they lost that battle. You know, time discrepancies aside, I guess all that's come out. So public's going to do what the public's going to do with it. But he's coming into this battle feeling he came off an L. And now, so he's going to get his get back at home. It's a tough one for Slade. I could see here Slade being the best version of himself and still facing maybe a nuclear Nitti and losing 2-1 or Gentlemen's. But I do have it 2-1 here, and one of the battles I'm most excited for. And that leaves the main event with Guichi versus Jay the Nightwing. Just a great battle. Jay is another one. I feel like Jay just needs one more battle to make top. It feels like Jay could easily get right back in there and be a top tier in no time. Even with all the choking and the discrepancies, he's done enough good, and we just know that he's so good when he's good, like when he's motivated and putting his time towards battle rap. You would hope big plates like this is what's going to motivate him. Maybe he was going into the wheel of being on an app here, 2 weeks prep. It looks like you're getting Guichi Gotti, you're getting him on the West Coast, a card the crowd is coming probably to really, really appreciate bars, considering that there is the EFB kind of theme to it, right? So I'm expecting an incredible battle. I'm expecting 2-1, maybe not incredible, but I'm expecting a really good battle. I'm expecting to be 2-1 debatable. Shout out to Gotti and the run that he's had this year. Given plenty of shots. For the most part, has been the overwhelming A side of his battles outside of the easy battle, which is obviously a historical, monumental, probably performance of the year so far, win of the year so far. But then you look at his material versus bad news, and what maybe we could be expecting in a J battle here. He's just seemed to be extremely motivated and taking every battle serious, different from maybe the Guichi Gotti that we've seen in 2022, where it was obviously a lot more hit or miss. I just can't wait. You know, you look at Guichi, who has a strong presence in the room. Jay, although isn't the season near the legend status, you know what I'm saying, that Guichi's at, has an aura of his own, has an insane crowd control. I can't stress enough how great Dre's crowd control is. Sometimes he does a little too much of the silence, but maybe that's kind of the who am I to tell Jay, right? That's kind of the mystique of it, is that his style is so one-of-one and it's polarizing. And I understand the chokes, the mess-ups like we mentioned, but when this guy is on, man, he feels like you're watching one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? He feels like a guy that you could really sell, as he's completely something different, and he could do it at the highest level. You would hope a plate like this motivates him. Like I said, I'm calling it 2-1 debatable. I'm using kind of my debatable card here. If I had to edge someone the battle, gonna edge Guichi for the fact that it is an EFB card. I think that these guys take a lot of pride when teams are on the same card together. Some guys fold under the pressure, but do you see Guichi doing that? You know what I'm saying? I think gun titles madness. Do you see a chess-like situation? It's not the same situation at all, right? Big stage versus medium stage, but it's that kind of, it's still the same premise where when you're on a team card, there is going to be more pressure against St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? St. Louis on Max Out 3. Although Ill didn't rise to the occasion, you saw Hitman and Verb Legends take it serious. So, got to go Guichi 2-1 edge. But as you can see, so many facets to the battle. I couldn't call it clear whatsoever. And I do think it is a very worthwhile main event. I think the whole top half of the card is really, as I said, what holds this card down. The complaints are going to be about the bottom 3 battles on the card. Completely understand that. We're just going to hope that the footage is good. It's all good to be down on something, but if it's good, just turn around and be like, you know what, we were wrong about that one. They made good with it. And if they don't, you should be allowed to critique again. That's just how it is. But full predictions on Traffic 6 right there. Card I'm looking forward to. Like I said, hopefully going to be in the building for this one. Not too far out from it. Nothing that's going to change the culture here. You know, no super Cody shifting battles even or anything like that. But I just think for the most part, the card is good rec. You get 6 battles. 5 battles, you know what I'm saying, of good rec, and then you get hopefully a standout performance from Homesy the God. You guys let me know what you think of Traffic 6 down below. I know some people don't like it. Some people like that it's really just going to be a straight rapping card. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. But it's been J-Smo Reviews again, y'all. A lot of battle rap this weekend that I will be covering, so tune in with me. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.